Hi, BedNighters. Welcome back to another night of BedNights with VINVAE. Whiz Queen, welcome to BedNights.
Hi everyone. Hi
Hi,
VINVAE.
hi. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm just adulting.
Life be lifing,
Life be
girl.
life and well. I'm just glad it's summer. Was yesterday
Okay.
the first day of summer or today?
I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you go out?
No, I worked all day yesterday.
Mm.
No, I got a facials after my last meeting.
Ooh.
I
It's
went,
been a long time since I come
yeah, I
on.
got a facials.
I went out. I went to Toronto Islands. I went with my mom.
Whew. I miss my mom now.
Have you been there?
Yes, I've been there.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did. I went there with friends. When was it? I think last year, sometime
Did
last
you
year.
ride the bicycle?
No, I can't ride a
Me
bicycle.
neither.
I can't ride a
Me
bicycle.
neither. I don't. I actually want to learn this summer. I feel so embarrassed to not be able to ride a bicycle. It's like, and we wanted to get a tricycle, the one with three people,
Mm-hmm.
but then because I went with my sister as well, but then they closed, so it was like we only had option of bicycle, but we don't know how to ride a bicycle.
Okay.
Do you know how to swim though?
I'm not ashamed. Swimming, I used to swim, but it's been a while. I
You don't have a
did.
pool in your building?
No, no pool here.
I learned as an adult, and that's one of the things that I highly recommend for everyone to learn. I think swimming is a
Okay.
life-saving skill.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Okay, noted. I will look into it. I will look into it. Thank you very much. Please tell bednighters about yourself.
Hey everyone, my name is Bisola Queen. I'm a finance educator and content creator based in Toronto, Canada. I moved to Canada in 2019, so 6 years now. It's been a fun, jolly ride. I've learned so much. I've explored. Canada has helped me become the better version of myself. It has given me a lot of opportunities. It has helped me see the world beyond my tiny Surulere lens because I was born and brought up in Surulere, Lagos. So it has helped me see the world beyond that. And that was what I wanted. I wanted life beyond what I was used to, what my parents gave to me. So I wanted more. And Canada has helped me explore that opportunity. And I think there is even still more for me out there that I'm willing and I'm ready to tap into. So stay tuned. You can go check me out on social media. I'm everywhere on all
Yeah, she's
platforms.
everywhere.
It's the same handle, Queen. You can search me. I'm also here on YouTube and other platforms. Just go ahead and check out my content. I'm pretty sure you find something valuable for you.
Yeah. Check out Whiz Queen. Her handle is Whiz Queen everywhere. Yeah, so Whiz Queen Bisola, tell Vinve a story or whatever you have to say to me. I'm all ears.
I have a lot of story. I feel like if I want to share all my story with you, we're gonna be here for days.
Just say one.
Days.
Pick one and let's talk about it.
Okay, so I would say, what story comes to mind? I have a lot, so I'll probably share the one that most people tend to ask me a lot, and it's my journey from being a 9 to 5 professional to becoming a full-time content creator. That switch happened in almost 2 years. Wow, almost 2 years ago now. And it's been a fun, jolly ride. Some people ask, oh, so how do you cope without the unstable income and all this? And before we even get to where it is right now, I started creating content even before moving to Canada, but I took it more seriously after moving here. One of the reasons why I couldn't stay consistent in Nigeria was because of, NEPA, generator noise,
Data.
data. I even had enough data because I had a business running in Nigeria and
Yeah.
my business was fully online. So I needed to have consistent access to internet and stable internet as that as well. So my issue wasn't data. For me, it was like the noise. Whenever you want to record, you see the way we just had to turn off the aircon and we have control over that.
Yeah.
It's like someone's generator is loud, you can't control it. I had an inverter then, but like noise from other people, you can't control stuff like that. There's one kukuruku sound, there's one mosque that is doing call to prayer. There's so many things ongoing that you
Oh
can't
my God.
control, and it was just a lot. So I became more consistent when I moved here to Canada, and things took off. My content started to gain traction. My social media got more traction, and I was making money from social media, but I wasn't making like what I would say is a living. I was just making enough. And there was a time my goal in the long run to on my million becoming a millionaire journey is the third stage for me was to go from my 9 to 5 to doing content creation full time, mostly because it was going to give me time to work on other ideas and businesses. I'm an entrepreneur true and true. I'm not that kind of person that is passionate about climbing up the corporate ladder, becoming a director, manager, all of those things. It was never me. I'm
We've
that
got the same spirit. Yeah.
I'm that kind of person that for me I would just do my job and get it done and just be. I could be in secret and you not even know that this person is existing. That was me, and I know that if you really want to get recognition at work, you can't be behind the scenes. You have to be out there. Let your work get seen. Let your work get known. Don't.
Yeah.
So I know all of these things, but it wasn't just a passion for me. So me finding my like what takes me, what gets me excited was being creative, was being using my own ideas, using my brain most of the time, and that was content creation for me. So I had to say deuces to it. And a lot of times people would ask me, so how did you like what gave you the confidence? You have audacity. Oh. Again, audacity is one of those things that you need to have in life to help you pursue your dream. You need to have like confidence, even though you are not sure. The same way people say Delulu is the Solulu, or what how do they
Yeah.
say it? It's the same thing. Even though you're not so 100% sure of what the outcome would be, you still have to be delusional and gaslight yourself into believing that this shit will work. So I was like that. I was making money. That's also another thing that people tend to ask me, like, oh, how much were you making? Are you able to make a living from this? As at the time I turned content creation into my full time income, I was making around maybe $2,000 a month from it. And that was pretty consistent. So for me at that point, I felt if I could make 2K a month from this, doing it
With your
just
nine to
with my
five.
95 at my own comfort, then that means I can 3 4x this amount if I'm dedicating my whole time to it. And that was what I did. So anyone that is looking out there, this is just me giving a notice to anyone that is maybe a creative or a content creator that is thinking that, hey, I want to do this full time at some point. Just set a target for yourself. What is that amount that if I call it a freedom number? What is that amount that would help you buy your freedom, or that you can think that if you're able to make this money, you'll be able to buy back your time? For me, it was $2,000 at that time. $2,000 was not nearly enough. My rent is 2,200, so $2,000 is clearly not enough to even take care of my needs at that point in time. But I just knew that if I could do that amount of money, then there's so much more. So that was it for me at that point in time, and the journey has been so much fun. It has been super intense. It has been one hell of a ride experience. You are a creative as well. You know
Yeah.
how in your 9 to 5, one thing we don't appreciate is the structure. Just knowing that you have a boss that says, hey, do this, get this done by Friday and submit it to me. That helps you stay grounded and disciplined to complete your task.
Yeah.
However, with being a creative or being your own boss, it's like no one is going to tell you if you like do it, if you like don't do it, money will not come. That's your own cup of tea. But this time around, I have to be responsible to say, hey, okay, I want to get this done. You're the one setting your own goals. You're the one keeping yourself accountable. You're the one doing your constant check-ins and staying committed to all those things. So that was one thing that I would say I struggled with a little bit. And I'm someone that I consider myself very, very disciplined and very, very committed. So I never knew that just even having a 9 to 5 can help you like like have structure in your goals and everything. But that came to me as a shock when I started to do this full time. But there's a lot of other things. Tell me, what was one thing that you would say you struggled with from your experience of being a creative that you never knew, like you never expected, or like you see other content creators, other musicians and artists, they don't talk about that enough. Tell me, I'm curious.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about the music side because I'm more of a musician compared to a content creator. It's the time you have to put in. It's no one is going to tell you. It's the time and the money you on your own, especially as an independent artist. You don't have a team backing you up. There's no record label backing you up. So you have to put in time. You have to put in you also have to learn to do things yourself because money is involved. If you want to outsource
It costs
maybe
you more.
editing, it's it's money there. And also you have to, what's it called, you have to put in to learn more things when it comes to songwriting, because if you can't do these things yourself, then you have to spend the money. So it's a whole lot. When you see people out there putting out content, you might think, oh, it's easy, they don't do anything, but it's hard. Even editing a normal vlog. So I used to do, when I arrived to Canada, I used to vlog. It was hectic.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I noticed you stopped posting your vlog.
Yeah, it was so hectic. I was doing everything myself. I would film, I would edit. I remember when we went to Woodbine Beach, I added you, you
Yeah,
came, you
I saw.
joined us. So it's really not easy, and like Wiz Queen said, you need to be disciplined. Maybe I stopped because, okay, it's wasn't a business for me. So if content creation is your business, you really have to put in discipline. You have to take everything into consideration, like not just the creative aspect of it, but the business aspect of it. How would you make more money from this? How do you reach out to brands? And yeah, and that's just for content, and that's just for content creation. Music is a whole different ball game. Music is something you invest in and you won't get any return on
I feel like it's same with
investment.
content creation though. I
No,
feel
you
like it's
don't
same.
understand.
I feel like the only difference is like the income stream from being a content creator is quite different from the income stream from being
Yeah, an
an
artist.
artist.
Yeah,
However, the struggles of making money, a lot of people don't talk about the business of being a creative.
yeah, the business.
When it comes to being able to monetize from your content, for example, social media content as well as your art or
Yeah,
your music, it's a lot of work. Even people that draw, that make art paintings
yeah.
and everything, you have to be extra intentional about thinking about how you're going to monetize this.
Yeah,
Instagram doesn't pay you,
yeah.
TikTok doesn't pay you, only maybe YouTube will pay you, and it's just
No, they are
pennies.
not paying you
They're
anything.
just paying you pennies, so it's not even enough. So
Yeah.
when people say like, oh, content creators are making the bank and everything, they don't realize that you as the creator, or you either have a team behind you that is figuring out the business side of
Yeah.
things,
Okay.
or if you're on your own, you have to prioritize that business side of things. And that is why a lot of content creators today are not making money. They just post for fun, for vibes, and think that one day things will tick from them.
Yeah, do you know, that's something I came to the realization. Not let me, maybe last year, I my team of creative, they are my friends. So like Duro, he's my videographer. I have a photographer, a makeup artist, hairstylist. Like all my friends, they are my, when it comes to the creative aspect. My music producer is back in Nigeria. My editors, they are in Nigeria. The graphic designer. So I have like a full creative team. But
Are
the
they full time or they are like freelancers?
freelancers, whenever I have a project
Okay.
like for my music. But then the business aspect. So you have to think outside the box as a content creator, as a musician. How can I make money? Because if you don't have millions of streams on streaming platform, you're not making money. You are not Taylor Swift. You're not The Weeknd. You're not bringing in so
You're
many
not going to
streams.
concerts, you're not doing all
Yeah,
these
you're
things.
not.
Yeah.
So how can I make money from it? And then I realized you have to go
Out there.
you have to go direct to consumer.
If you're an artist, hope you are taking gems and notes. Please go and follow and subscribe to our page. Let her be learning, because me, I didn't know this part of being an artist, and that's why I love this
It's
conversation.
hard.
I feel like there's so much to learn from each other, that especially because we're both creative, we can see
Yeah.
like certain things that people don't talk about enough. I don't see any artists, because a lot of times it's mostly bigger artists people tend to see, but you don't see smaller artists telling you about how they actually get to monetize their creativity. And this is an example.
So if you want the fame, you have to
You
think
can
of
think
all the
about
vanity
that.
metrics. You need to look at, the Spotify listeners, how many Instagram followers,
Views and all that.
And some people, smaller artists, they drown in this and they go ahead to buy, to buy followers.
By
But
views.
these followers is just to make you feel good. It's not going to make you money. Yeah, it's better you have 500 people that are vibing with you, 500 people that will buy
Buying
your
your
album.
music, yeah.
Yeah, that way you can make a living through it. So don't skew yourself, don't struggle with vanity metrics, don't compare yourself with other people. So you go online, you see, oh, this artist has 5 million listeners. You don't know how much bank is behind them. Do
Hmm.
you know how much? Do you know, to promote a music, big artists, they spend nothing less than $100,000. Nothing
Wow.
less than. That's even small. That's for normal. Let me say,
Hmm.
that's not even a Beyonce level, or even Whiskey level, or even Thames, or even, let's talk about, let's not even go
So
abroad.
far.
Let's talk about that's not a Whiskey Davido thing. So 100,000 stuff would be for somebody like
A smaller artist.
a known smaller artist. So let's
Maybe
say
like Omali.
Omale is big. Babe, the music industry is crazy and depressing. So if you're focusing on vanity metrics, you might just give up someday. But if you think about it, okay, this is my business. Other people think about it. People, fashion owners, fashion brand owners, even people that draw, people that sell hair,
Mm-hmm.
they sell their products. So you as a musician, why can't you
Why are you
sell?
giving it away?
Yes, why are you giving it away for free? Because, oh, you want to go viral one day.
Or you
You're
want to
just
get views?
hoping.
So I'm
Hoping.
curious. How did you come about like now knowing this new transition? I want to know.
So coming to Canada, I've been following a whole lot of artists based in US. So most independent artists in the US, this is what they do. They do direct to
DC.
consumer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, D2C. That's what they do. At least this way they are able to continue making their art, their music.
Wow, that's how
Yeah.
you came about it.
Yeah.
What other ways do artists monetize?
Oh, there are a whole lot of ways. So
This has turned into an educational session. So if you're not taking notes, if you don't have your pen and paper,
get
this
it.
is the time for you to stand up and get your pen and paper and start taking
Yeah.
notes because this is nuggets.
Yep. So stream,
Mm-hmm.
especially for bigger artists with lots of listeners, they get from streaming. They get from selling their albums. So if you notice, artists also sell their albums on their website. So digital download, physical copies, CDs, vinyls, cassettes. They sell merch, and most importantly, shows. So they pay them for shows, and they can organize their tours. So they do their tours, they get money. That, I think, shows is one of the biggest source of income. And another thing too is what's it called? Endorsements.
Hmm.
Yeah, so these are the other things that come with being a musician. So, but how to make money directly from your music: shows, streams, and album sales and merch.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. I didn't know
You.
this aspect of being an artist.
Yeah.
And I always think of them just as creatives, but I think that business side of things is what a lot
Mm.
of people don't talk about enough. And like we all know, we live in an economy where we need money. Money is very, very important,
Mm.
right? And these are things that, because we still live in that society where money seems shameful, it seems secretive, it seems like people are not very financially transparent. So as a result of that, a lot of people don't even know what
Yeah.
to do when it comes to money matters.
Mm.
You find that some artists as well. How long did it take you for you to realize these ways to monetize as an artist?
Yeah, I think just last year.
You see, and you've been making music since when?
I started making music in 2015. I made it till 2017, 2018. I stopped because Nigeria. I didn't want to talk about Nigeria. Cut this. Yeah, I had to do other things. I had to work, and making music was not just it. People just want to exploit you. I don't want to go deep into that. Then coming to Canada, I began making music again December of 2022, and ever since I've so far, the my project coming in August would be my third project. So I have a compilation album I dropped in 2023. Last year I dropped my first studio album, and this year I'll be dropping my second studio album, which is the part of the live trilogy, and the third album that will complete it will be out next year. And since
Wow.
I'm going since I'm going directly to consumers, and I'm not really focused on the vanity metrics or going viral, I am not a single artist. I'm an album artist. I don't know if I'm speaking gibberish.
No, I understand single artists. You just may drop one
Yeah,
music, then
drop
album you
singles.
have a list
Yeah,
of music. I
because
know.
I want everything to connect. I want my album always tells a story. Everything is like all the songs, they are connected in a way. And dropping singles, I don't think it takes the creativity away from me. And when you hear all these music marketers, they encourage young people, drop the singles, drop that one. You don't know how you'll be discovered. Don't worry, I'll find my audience. I don't need to be discovered.
I love that. So you
Yeah.
see, you've been in this creative space for roughly almost 10 years now, in
Yeah.
and out, and
Yeah.
you just discovered last year
Yeah.
how to truly monetize your creativity.
Yes.
These are things that more people need to hear
Yeah.
about, and a lot of there. I'm pretty sure you have a lot of people in your maybe circle, friends, or people that you know out there that are artists as well, but they've never spoken about
They've
this
never.
money side of things. Same thing
No.
for being a content creator.
Yeah.
You would see some content creators, the gap between those that are making money and those that aren't is so wide. It's just like the top 3% or top 5% that are actually making money from
Okay.
content creation. The rest of the 95% are just posting
Are just
content,
posting, hoping they get
hoping
viral.
and just posting and hoping and posting and praying. We don't do that over here. For me, I was making like I said 2K a month.
2K.
Then I started to get into my 10K months, all because I started to be intentional about what you did too.
Yeah.
Be intentional about learning how creators even monetize.
Yeah.
Don't sit around waiting for brands. Don't sit around chasing brands as well. How can you monetize your creativity? Is what more people need to talk about on this platform. Let's not just be on here on social media, on YouTube, and just talking about how much we made in this, or how we do this and how we do that, the lifestyle. Let's also put other people on by sharing the knowledge. Now you just shared something. I'm pretty sure someone here is walking away with
Yeah.
a lot of information on how to, or even knowing what to do, because some people don't even know these things.
Yeah. Yeah. And something else I don't want to take away. So you also need, I'm not going to rub away the fact that you need money to make money, guys.
Of course.
You need, yeah.
100%. I feel like so that's also another thing that
Yeah,
I
you need
learned.
money to make
People that
money.
are not ready to spend money to make money, they would not make money.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned. All the times that I've invested in either coaching, mentorship, courses, training, anything that helped me improve or learn, I've made the money in 10x. And so anyone that is still like thinking like, oh, they don't want to spend money to learn, or they don't want to spend money to invest, or to even like get sales and everything, you will not make money.
Yeah.
Because
That's
like
it.
you said, you just post the content on your website, hoping and praying for people to find you. Then how did you get sales?
People, I sometimes I see people arguing in different comment sections saying good music will promote itself. That's a lie. Do you know how much your favorite artist or your favorite creators spend promoting themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just drop something
And
just,
sit down and
yeah,
pray. You're not
and
freaking
pray.
Rihanna.
You're not.
You're not Rihanna that they will look for, they will
Yeah,
discover you. No,
not
you have to
so.
put yourself out there. Even social media content. You make your videos, you make YouTube videos, you still have to cross post across platforms. You still have to promote and share and do all these things. That is how people find you. That is how you get your target customers and clients. You
Yeah.
don't just you spend all this money to create an album and you sit and pray hoping that money will come. Money will not come. But the good thing is I have an advice for you.
Yeah.
These days that we now have AI, there are AI tools that allows you run ads on a more efficient way. Maybe I'll put you on some of them that allows you run ads in a more efficient manner at a cheaper price. So
Okay.
maybe you can learn more about that, and it even gives you better results than you manually. I
Manually
don't know what
doing it.
platforms are you targeting.
Just IG.
IG, yeah, Facebook
ads.
and IG.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I
if
use
you,
Meta.
I'm going to put you
Yeah,
on one of them.
okay.
There's two of them that I use that I think are really, really good for content creators and creatives that you might want to explore. It makes it a whole lot affordable for you,
Oh, okay.
and even simplified as well. There are so many AI tools these days that, girl, what AI tool are you using now? Just tell me
Oh.
that are you falling in love with now? Tell me.
ChatGPT is number one.
I feel like that's what everybody.
Yeah, that's number one. I've tried 11 Labs. I've also, then for my podcast, I use Riverside. I'm giving this for free promo. Yeah, I use Riverside. It is very amazing for podcasting. Then CapCut once in a while.
You know, CapCut now has AI
Yeah,
inside.
yeah, I
CapCut
see, yeah.
AI is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Even Canva AI
Canva
is crazy.
everything. AI is taking
Yo,
over.
if you're here right now and you have not started to take learning or even using AI
Yeah.
seriously, bro, you're sleeping. I don't know what to tell you, because the next generation of millionaires are going to be those that take action. You know, the same way when telephone came about, there were some people, not even telephone, ATMs. Let's not start with ATMs. You know,
Yeah.
back in the
The
day,
ATM card.
tellers used to be the ones that would tell us in the
The
banking hall.
banking
They'll be the
hall.
one to give you cash. They'll be the one to take your deposit and all those things. So a lot of them were wondering like, hey, okay, now ATM is here. What's our life going to become and everything? Only the people that are still there now are those that took the initiative to learn sales and marketing, and they are the one that became the sales reps and associate for the banks. So same thing with AI tools now. If you don't get on it and start utilizing and learning how to use it, AI will not steal your job. Oh, it will be your job will be stolen by the person that is using AI,
Yeah,
because you are
it's
still
not AI that will steal your
it's the
job.
person that is using AI, because they become, and it's not
Oh my
like,
god.
another thing people don't think about is they're thinking, oh, AI will do the job and everything. No, the other person, your colleague, your friend, those people at work just like you, they become more efficient, they become faster, they start to seem like they are doing a better job than you. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
it's just because they are being smart using AI to make life easier for them. So if you're still there, and if you are only using even ChatGPT too, you're behind, because ChatGPT is just, think of it like the basics, like the
The
foundation. You
foundation of
is the
AI.
list of it. There are so many other AI tools depending on what you do that would help make your life a whole lot easier, your processes more efficient, more money, child. So if you're still out there sitting on the sidelines and overthinking or not even using it, some people even still, they're even still scared. You're still scared of it. Huh. Okay.
When it's taken over, it shouldn't be. Even some organization, they're scared of using it, but then that's where we're all headed to. We just need to be able to learn how to use it the right way to achieve whatever we want to achieve.
Achieve, yeah, and use it like
Yeah.
the right way, like say, and like still, you know, my fear is that we'll all get to that point where we can't really use our brain anymore, because I feel like now I'm so dependent on using it. So like I still give it the idea of what to do, right? I still know what I need it to do. However, it's like sometimes I just see a simple message or an email that I'm supposed to think about the response and just type. I'm just like, bro, ChatGPT, please reply this email for me,
No,
because I
no,
can't
do
even
you know
think.
what? No. So what I do is I type my message, I type it manually, then I send to ChatGPT. Okay, this should sound professional. So depending on who I'm sending it to. If it's just my
So
normal
you just use
friend,
ChatGPT to make it easy for you, right? Like to
no,
make it sound more efficient.
yes, but I
That's what I
type it
used to
out
do yourself.
myself. I don't
That's what.
just tell ChatGPT
So
to
that's what I
respond
used
to
to do
me.
until Google added Gemini into. So I use Google Workspace until
Okay.
Google added Gemini inside of the Google email. So
Yeah.
when you just click on reply, it already has a suggested response
Oh
for you
my
based on the previous conversations. And I'm like,
bro.
bruh, bruh, you don't even want me to think anymore, you guys. Though I find that I can still tell when an email is written by AI. I can still tell when people are overusing AI. So personally, I try to still be, I'll say, be smart about it. I removed that ChatGPT dash. That one
The
is one
M
thing.
dash,
The
that's the
M dash,
first
that's
giveaway.
the first giveaway. That's one. Second
Okay.
thing, I try to add deliberate typographical errors
Yeah.
on purpose in there. Then lastly, you see the way ChatGPT respond, it recaps everything and reiterates all those things that has been spoken about earlier. So I remove all of
Yeah,
that,
take them
because,
out.
and also it types like freaking long ass email. Like in real life, nobody's
No,
typing
no,
that.
nobody's reading
So
that.
I just wipe everything and turn it into half, and I'm like, okay, yes, this
Yeah,
sounds more human now.
more
So
human.
if you are using ChatGPT or you're using any AI tool as well, you want to be very careful and conscious, knowing that you don't want it to, you don't want it to replace you. You don't want people to not think that this person doesn't even want to do anything anymore. They're just using AI for everything. So you still want to have that personal touch to it, because that's what makes the difference between us humans and AI tools.
Yeah. Guys, listen to Bisola. She's a well versed financial person. So if you are not onto AI or all this stuff, start learning, guys, one day, because that's the direction we're
That's
all
the
going to.
direction we're headed.
Yeah.
How have you been learning? I'm curious though.
Learning
How to use like these AI tools and everything.
YouTube. I
YouTube,
watch
nice.
YouTube educational videos a lot.
So how do you discover new tools then? New AI tools
Yeah, the people I follow.
on YouTube?
Yeah,
Okay.
the people I follow on YouTube,
Okay, I
they're
also I
always.
also learn mostly from YouTube. However,
Yeah.
I'm also like in two communities. Me
Oh,
anyway, because I'm also doing content creation full time. Like it's
yeah.
like my job, so I have to learn how to improve every day.
Every
Because
day.
it's not a traditional job where you go to work. You know how at work you have trainings, you have these things, you have that thing, resources that is helping you improve every day. For me as a content creator is like I have to be intentional about learning and improving. So I'm in like two different communities for AI. There's one that is called AI School, and there's one that is like Digital Boss Code. So I learned from those communities, and like there's always something new. There's always a new training where they talk about how to use this AI tool, how to use it, and I see how people stack different AI tools to get the best result. And I'm like, damn. There was someone that was showing me something just on Thursday, and they were showing how they had connected. Was he Claudie? I think it was Claudie. They had connected their Claudie to their Google Workspace, Gmail, their everything, and all they just need to do is type in what was my last conversation with VINVAE, for example,
Yeah.
and the two will look at the conversations in the email, maybe on Slack, on chats and everything,
Yeah.
and say, "Oh, this was the last conversation. She's waiting for a follow up on this," and I'm like, I was like, "Bruh, damn, this is how some people are already using chat like AI tools." I was like,
Yeah.
wow. So those are how I actually learn. I'm still a bit hesitant to connect it to all of my life details. Even sometimes whenever I'm using ChatGPT, I deliberately remove some information as well
Mm-hmm.
and have it feel like leave it as blank. Then I fill in that blank myself. I just feel like I know that it's open AI and your information is also being used to train the
Use.
model as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know about giving it all my information. I see some people they paste their entire address, their this, their that. I'm like, bro, you guys have confidence too. But then I hope I'm not scaring anyone out there that has been looking to that has been maybe on the fence or doubting if they want to use it. Use it. Just make sure that you're also being careful.
Yeah, be
Especially if you're
careful.
using it for work stuff. Be also careful. Don't put your sensitive company's documents in there because that could get you in trouble and your data is not 100% protected.
Yeah, you don't have to be scared. Everything that has a good side also have a bad side. So just do it in moderation and know what to keep private. Yeah, Miss Queen, I have a question concerning you making a career move from the normal 9 to 5 to being a full-time content creator. How has it been?
It's been fun. It's been a jolly ride. It's been an interesting one. And I feel like we've spoken on some of the challenges that I never anticipated. For example, the discipline part of
Mm.
things, next the business side of things, having to do that. We also spoke about like having to wear many hats.
Mm-hmm.
That's also something like, oh, you are the creative director, you're the content creator, you're video editor, you're this. Even though I have like people that are also working on my team to help me with different things, you are still like the CEO, so to say, that you still have to. These people would not come up with ideas for you. They are not like I wouldn't. They're not necessarily like business development. So you have to be the one to think like for the long term what things are going to look like for you. So that's like one aspect of it. Financial wise, it's in the beginning it was like, am I really sure about this? But I'm so glad that I planned financially before getting into this. I made sure to save the hell out of like my finances. I budgeted, I saved, I calculated, I analyzed to make sure. And I also travel, right? I also create travel content. I love to travel. I travel quite a lot. And like that is an traveling is expensive. We all know that. So that is an expensive hobby that I have. And I still have to plan my finances and organize my life in such a way that I'm not regretting this decision. And I'm so glad that right now, because even when I quit, it was just a leap of faith and me just trusting and betting on myself that this will turn good. And for me to be able to do that, because I feel like some people might be wondering, oh, how do you get to that point where you were actually now able to do, apart from like planning my finances and everything else? I think I also just told myself that what's the worst that could happen? Things don't go well, then you go back to getting a job. It's
Yeah.
that simple. Getting a job is not that easy, I know, but that's the worst that could happen. But the best that could happen is this thing changes my life. It changes the life of those around me. It helps other people as well, which is what I'm hoping for. But if I'm going to sit here and say, oh, maybe later or maybe some other time, there would have not been a better time to take that risk than at that point in time. I was still in my like I'm still in my 20s. I was still in my even in my mid 20s by then. Um, I don't have kids. I don't have a house that I'm paying mortgage on. I don't have debt. I don't have all of these things. So it was like, if I don't do it now, is it when I have all these other things going on in my life that I would now do it? So why not just take that risk and do
Yeah.
it now and see what happens? Bad as it bad, I'll just gotta dust my resume. Thank God I have enough work experience. I have enough certification and educational experience that would help me get a job. That's the worst that could happen. So yeah, I had to just take that risk and leap.
Yeah, that's interesting and very courageous. And what advice do you have for anyone looking towards the same path?
Like someone
Yeah.
that is looking to go from nine to
Yes.
five profession
Yeah.
to being a content
Yeah.
creator. I have a couple of advice. The first thing is, one, have like the target amount of money that you want to say you're making from your content creation before you risk it all. Two, plan your finances very well. I feel like money is usually the reason why 95% of the people are not able to make that switch from just being a creative, just being a 9 to 5 professional to going full time into not just even content creation, even into their business as well. It's mostly money. They're like, this money, this stability, this income coming from this stream. If I leave it now, then how am I sure that I'll make money from here? But I told myself if I'm able to save up at least 1 year of my monthly expenses, that was going to be enough. But then I was also scared, like, okay, if I have to go back to workforce and it's going to take me maybe almost 6 months to get a job, I just assumed the worst that okay, maybe I'll be in job market for 6 months. How will I fend for myself during that time? So what I did was save additional 6 months. So I had a total of 18 months
18 months.
of my savings, of my monthly expenses saved aside for what I would survive on until like things start to go well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was what I did. So that's the another advice that I'll have for someone. Make sure you plan your finances, whatever your situation is. If you're living with your parents, it's a whole lot cheaper and easier for you. If you live alone, see what ways can you actually cut back on cost and save more so that you can reach your target goal. Then also just know that at the end of the day, it's a risk. Even your 9 to 5 is a risk. Tomorrow they could still lay you off from that job anyways. So would you rather live with the feeling of how would it have been if I had taken that risk? Or would you rather live with the feeling of, oh, I took that risk and it turned out well, or it didn't turn out well, but at least now I know. At the end of the day, if you trust yourself, you trust your skill and your expertise, you can bet on yourself and know that, okay, I would give myself this amount of time, this duration of period, and see how it goes. I've seen some people that they took that leap, they tried it out for a year, they it didn't work out as they hoped, and they went back to the workforce. I've seen someone that um they tried it out, it worked out, but they realized that they were making money, but they realized that they weren't enjoying it as much as they thought. So in true and true, being a content creator was just a creative outlet for them and it was good. However, when they turned it from being a hobby or just a fun thing to making money from it, even though they were making money, they didn't like the feeling and the pressure that was coming from it. So they went back to workforce as well. So you just giving it a shot, then you just discover new things about yourself. But don't just sit and feel like, maybe not, or just continue to like doubt yourself and give reasons to not, because you never really know what you could find on the other side. And everything you want in life is on the other side of fear.
Thank you.
That seemed like we planned it.
Yeah.
Like I grabbed the coffee, grabbed the coffee.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
What advice would you have for anyone, not necessarily going into becoming a full-time artist, but like someone that is just thinking about it and ready to start? They've been making music and struggling and everything. What advice would you have for as someone that has been in this game for a little over 10 years now?
Have a backup plan.
Mm.
Yeah, have a backup plan. Have a job or a business. Like I said, music is one career that you don't always get your return on investment. So, have a job. If you are not a 9 to 5 person, your business too, because this is what funds your music career. And then you also have to learn the business aspect of music. Don't just think of the popularity aspect or going viral. Always find a way to monetize it. And first things first, make sure you are making good music. My last guest said this, so make sure you are actually making good music. So when it's time for you to market it or do your
Monetize
shows,
it.
yeah, to monetize and host shows, yeah, you actually get people that enjoy what you created. And definitely don't be also too hard on yourself. Not everyone would resonate with your music. Not
Yeah.
everyone. So there are some artists you just find them online. They have millions of listeners. You've never heard about them. So that means the things you enjoy won't be the same thing other people
Enjoy.
enjoy.
Yeah.
So as an artist, don't
Take
try
it
to be
personally.
everywhere, and don't take anything personal. Just make sure you're doing something good and find your audience. And how do you find your audience? By marketing, by putting yourself out there. So I don't know if this might be controversial, but as an artist, an independent artist who does not have a record label backing, if you are not depending on going viral, I'll advise you to create a body of work. So that makes it art. So that makes it sellable. You can't keep releasing one music and just want to sell it. However, when it's a body of work, there's a theme to it. There's a story
Story.
linking everything. That way is more marketable. Yeah, so that's what I would say. Just keep pushing, keep reinventing yourself, keep keep being creative, and enjoy in all you do. Enjoy what you do.
Hmm.
Enjoy making music. Music is something you don't go in for the money, because you get frustrated and get out.
So you're
So
doing for the passion. Para.
yeah, so you have to have passion for it. If you're not passionate about making music, you get frustrated, you spend a lot of money, and yeah, you get out. Because talking about myself, I've really spent a lot of money that I haven't gotten back, no return on investment for, but I'm still here making it because it's something I enjoy doing. And yeah, I have a backup plan, I have a job, I have a business, so there's always something financing it. So music is not a business that you just put your hope in, unlike other sales business where you say, okay, I'm selling cups. My target is to sell 100 cups this month. You push it, you market it, you get your money. So that's not music for you. If you don't have enough backings, don't quit anything you are doing for music. Music is always a side thing till you can monetize it, till you start making money from it. So that's what I have to say about it.
Wow, that is profound. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
you're
sharing. I've learned a lot
welcome.
from it. I have one other follow up question though. So, how have you stayed? How have you continued to learn when it comes to your music? How have you stayed at it? Because again, I know this because being a content creator is not a traditional job. You have to be very intentional about learning and improving yourself. So, what ways have you actually learned and improved yourself as an artist so that other creatives can also learn from you?
Yeah, so for the creative aspects, I write. I I try to put myself in scenarios, in places where I learn. And for writing, I get motivated by different things: watching movies, listening to people's story, reading, and imagining. So I imagine a lot. So some songs I write, they are pure work of imagination.
Hmm.
So not inspired by my personal life or anything out there. So you just need to put yourself in places where you learn. And another thing for the creative aspect, your vocals, you need to practice in the bathroom. This is what all artists knows. Unless maybe you're a rapper. I don't know how rapper they do their thing, but if you're a singer, you just need to be consistent with your vocal practice. If you play instrument, again, consistency, please. And yeah, the business aspect, that's where I'm more focused on. I follow a lot of people, like a lot of independent artists. I hear their story, I
Mm-hmm.
listen to what they do, how they get to monetize their stuff. And most of these artists are based in the US, guys. Because most artists in Nigeria, upcoming people, independent artists, they are
They don't
all
make money.
they are all focused on,
Getting
posting.
popular.
Yeah, yeah, always posting, post 10 times a day. And it's not bad. It's also part of marketing, because not everybody has this direct to consumer marketing budget. Because for you to actually make good sales, you need to put in a lot of money. So you need money to make money. So I'm not condemning anyone who posts a lot. So if that's your only way of marketing, promoting your song, go for it. post how often you want to, if you want to post 10 times a day. So when I got back to the music scene in 2022, 2023, I remember releasing songs monthly. It was draining.
Mm.
I wasn't enjoying it, and it wasn't connecting.
Mm.
The stories were not connecting. So at the end of 2023, I turned that into a compilation albums of the single I released that year. And the following year, I dropped an album. This year, I'm dropping an album.
Mm.
I don't know. Just do what works for you. This is what works for me.
I
This is
feel
something.
you.
Yeah, this is something that works for me.
I love that. That is very brilliant. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for sharing. I've learned
You're
from you.
welcome. You're welcome, and thank you
I'm
so much.
taking notes.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your 9 to 5 shift into content creation. It's so courageous and mind blowing. Not everyone would want to do this because people have this thing. What if? What if? What if? And like you said, your 9 to 5 too. What if? What if you
What
get laid
if
off?
nothing is guaranteed
Yeah,
in
nothing
life?
is
Life
guaranteed.
is risk in
Yeah,
itself.
you take risk in life, and for you to move forward in life, you should never be scared of failure. We learn from failing.
Yep.
Never be scared of failure. Never be scared of losing money. I know some people would not like to
Never.
hear
Yeah,
this.
that's also true. Never be scared of losing money as well.
Yeah, some people would not like to hear this. Never be scared. So guys, thank you so much for watching and listening. If you have any comments, make sure you link it. You put it down in the comment section, and make sure to follow Wiz Queen Bisola. She always has something going on. She's in the finance and travel field. She always has something going on, a master class, a webinar. So she always has something going on. Her master class, her financial master class, webinars, travel, her content in general. There's always something to learn if you check her out. And yeah, she's very good in explaining things. I remember when she came in 2019, I came in 2022. I reached out to her when I was still in Nigeria, and she responded. She's friendly. She responded. I told her about my plans coming. I asked her for her number. Like, I would like to connect when I get to Canada. And yeah, she just like told me one or two things. So, and that's that. But right now she's a full businesswoman right now. So if you want to learn how to monetize your skills, increase your income, what's it called, invest, saving, just money in general, it's Wiz Queen. Follow her everywhere. Wiz Queen, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. She also has a website, and yeah, travel. She organizes this group trips, and if you are interested in traveling, check her out too. She's very good. She travels a whole lot. So that's it for today. Thank you so much, and don't be scared, guys. Don't
Take
be Yeah,
risks.
take risks. That's what life is
Everything
all
you want is
about.
on the other side of fear. So take
Yeah,
risk.
so take risks.
Do something
Just
that would be daring today because that is
Yeah,
how your future self will thank you tomorrow.
yeah. All right, I'll see you guys next night.
Good
Bye.
night.